The ocean is quiet tonight, but not empty. Far below the reach of sunlight, past the last whisper of blue, there is a place where pressure can crush steel, where time stretches thin, and where life survives in forms that seem almost impossible. Imagine descending into that darkness, your submersible's lights cutting a narrow tunnel through black water. Then, without warning, the darkness answers back. A shimmer, a ripple of color, a slow, deliberate opening, like a living prism unfurling its jaws. This is where the legend begins. This is where scientists first whispered a name they never expected to use, the comb jelly known as the Rainbow Maw. At first glance, it looks delicate, almost fragile, like a drifting cathedral of glass. But in the deep ocean, appearances lie. The rainbow maw does not chase its prey with speed or strength. It waits, it glows, and when the moment is right, it opens itself to the darkness and lets the ocean come to it. To understand how such a creature could exist, you have to travel back, farther than memory, farther than history, into a world before bones, before shells, before eyes as we know them. Over 500 million years ago, when life on Earth was still experimenting with what it could become, the ancestors of comb jellies emerged. They were not fish, they were not jellyfish. They belonged to a lineage so ancient that it may predate even sponges in the evolutionary record. These early ctenophores learned a lesson that would echo through time. Survival does not always belong to the strongest, but to the most adaptable. While armored creatures rose and fell, while predators with teeth and claws went extinct in waves of catastrophe, comb jellies endured. Mass extinctions scorched the planet, asteroids, volcanic winters, collapsing ecosystems, but the deep ocean remained a refuge, stable, cold, silent. In that refuge, evolution slowed down and grew strange. The rainbow maw is thought to be a descendant of those ancient survivors, refined by millions of years of darkness and pressure into something both elegant and unsettling. Picture its body, an elongated oval, nearly transparent, stretching longer than a human arm. Along its sides run 8 shimmering rows of cilia, comb-like structures that beat in perfect sequence. These are not muscles, they are microscopic paddles, refracting light into cascading rainbows as they move. The colors are not pigments, they are physics. Light bending, splitting, scattering, turning motion into living color. In the abyss, where color should not exist at all, the rainbow maw creates its own. But the most haunting feature lies at its center. When feeding, the creature's body opens into a vast, flexible cavity, the maw. It does not snap shut like a mouth. It expands slowly and silently until it becomes a glowing funnel suspended in the dark. Scientists believe this opening is lined with specialized cells that emit soft, shifting bioluminescence, pulses of blue, green, and violet that mimic the signals of smaller deep-sea organisms. To passing prey, it looks like safety, like company, like a gathering of light in an endless night. Then the trap closes. Inside the maw, colloblasts, cells unique to comb jellies, ensnare anything that drifts too close. There is no venom, no bite, just contact, adhesion, and inevitability. Prey is drawn inward, dissolved slowly, efficiently, with almost no movement at all. In a world where energy is scarce, waste is not an option. The deep ocean is often described as an alien planet, and the rainbow maw feels like proof of that claim. At depths where it has reportedly been observed, beyond 3,000 meters, the pressure exceeds 300 times that at the surface. Proteins that would unravel elsewhere remain stable here. Cell membranes are reinforced with special lipids that refuse to collapse. Enzymes function in near freezing temperatures as if they were designed for it, because they were. The creature has no eyes, yet it is far from blind. Its body is covered in sensory cells that detect vibration, chemical traces, and subtle shifts in water pressure. In total darkness, movement is vision, chemistry is scent, Silence is information. The Rainbow Maw does not need to see you to know you are there. Humanity's first hints of such creatures did not come from direct observation, but from absence. In the late 19th century, deep-sea trawls returned with unexplained gaps, ecosystems missing expected organisms, plankton layers disrupted without visible cause. Something was feeding, but leaving almost no trace. It wasn't until the rise of deep-diving submersibles that those questions gained faces. During exploratory missions conducted by institutions like Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution and surveys supported by NOAA, remotely operated vehicles began capturing fleeting glimpses, distortions in the water, flashes of color that vanished when lights approached. Early footage was dismissed as optical artifacts, camera errors, reflections, but the reports kept coming from different crews, different oceans, different years. One expedition, descending towards the edge of the Mariana Trench near Challenger Deep, recorded a moment that changed everything. As the submersible hovered in total darkness, its lights off to conserve power, something moved past the viewport. The crew later described it as a slow rainbow breathing in the dark. When the lights flicked on, the colors vanished, but the shape remained, contracting, folding in on itself, and drifting away into nothing. Scientists argue about what exactly was seen. Some believe the Rainbow Maw is an extreme variant of known deep-sea ctenophores, its size exaggerated in perception in darkness. Others suggest it represents an entirely new branch of the comb jelly family, one adapted not just to the deep sea, but to its most hostile regions. There are even theories that its bioluminescence evolved not for hunting, but for communication, signals meant for others of its kind, scattered and unseen in the abyss. Myths complicate the science. Long before submersibles, sailors spoke of ghost lights beneath their ships, of nets pulled empty through glowing water. Polynesian legends tell of ocean spirits that open themselves to swallow the night. While these stories are not evidence, they echo eerily with modern observations. Human imagination, it seems, has always sensed that the deep was watching back. What makes the Rainbow Maw especially significant is not just its appearance, but what it represents. Comb jellies challenge everything scientists thought they knew about early animal evolution. Some genetic studies suggest they may be among the first animals to develop nervous systems. Yet theirs are unlike ours, decentralized and diffuse. If creatures like the Rainbow Maw still thrive today, they may offer a living window into life's earliest experiments with sensation, movement, and predation. And yet, so much remains unknown. How long does it live? Does it reproduce sexually or clone itself in the darkness? Does it migrate or remain suspended in one cold, eternal place? Every answer seems to open three more questions. The deep ocean does not give up its secrets easily. There is also a quiet urgency now. Climate change is warming even the deepest waters. Microplastics have been found in trenches once thought untouched. Noise from shipping and drilling penetrates farther than we ever imagined. Creatures like the Rainbow Maw survived asteroid impacts and ice ages, but they have never faced humanity. In the end, the Rainbow Maw is not a monster. It is not a myth brought to life. It is a reminder that Earth is still largely unexplored, that entire worlds exist beneath our feet, moving slowly, silently, according to rules we barely understand. Somewhere in that darkness, a prism of living light opens itself to the void, feeding, surviving, continuing a lineage older than bones. And as we pull our submersibles back towards the surface, leaving the abyss behind, one question lingers like a fading glow in the black. How many wonders are still down there, waiting for us to notice them before they disappear forever?